The Corpus Christi Miller Buccaneers are at home to take on the Ingleside Mustangs. It's a bright sunny sky. We're on the east side press box, which means we have the sun bearing right down on us, but that's okay. We'll be able to bring you the broadcast nonetheless, and we'll be here throughout the season on any game here in Buccaneer Stadium. All eyes on Miller tonight at home as all the excitement last year and all the points that team put up. And they had a terrific run, and they've got a lot of players that are back from that squad. Also for Ingleside, it's a big test for Ingleside, for the Mustangs, before they open their season next week on the road at Odom, which is a team we got to see last night. Joining me right now for the broadcast is one of the voices we'll be hearing from time to time throughout Rio Sports Live this season, and that's Justin Vieira. And Justin, again, you talk about Miller, you talk about what comes back first and foremost, and that's a lot of offensive firepower.
A lot of offensive firepower. Andrew Body, I think, is the highlight reel on this offensive team. Adrian Lloyd, he had a big breakout year last year, and I think he's going to build off that. He's the younger brother of Bubba Lloyd, who was a standout here 2 years prior to that. So a lot of firepower. I heard they have a big offensive line returning, and there's a lot of talent on that offensive line as well. So I think they'll be a fun, exciting team to watch all year. And as long as that defense can hold up there into the bargain, they're going to be a tough draw each week.
Last year, the team put up 50 points plus per game, and when you see how much offense they have returning, you think, well, it's another season in which it's capable of doing that. And then the question is, with the defense, if they're not shored up to start this season, they may indeed have to score 50 or more to be in ball games with the schedule they have.
Exactly, and that starts with Andrew. I think you're going to see a lot more poise in the pocket this year. Not saying he didn't have it last year, but he just had another year to grow off of. And just looking at him right now, you could see him throwing really well right now in practices and highlights. I know he did a lot of camps this summer, and he just looks really good. So you'll have him leading that offense, and that's always a good bet. And then Coach Evans. Coach Evans is a great offensive mind with Coach Chavez also there helping call plays. So they are going to be very good offensively. They
come in with a target on their back, if you will, but yet they're coming in as dropping from one level to another. So does that put the target on their back, or does that have them ease into this new class?
I don't think it's going to be an ease considering the division and the district they got put in. They got Cal Allen in there. Always a tough draw, who dropped down into 4A as well, who I think a lot of people are already presuming are going to be favorites to make a deep run again in the playoffs. You have Beeville, who got Coach Sosa back last year. In his first year, they made a lot of noise. And you have Port Lavaca Calhoun, who dropped down as well, who is always a tough draw. And they make teams pay because they run the triple option, and they don't give you many opportunities to score. So that type of offense against what Miller has to bring, Miller's going to have to score with every possession because you won't get a lot of them. So I think it's going to be a tough district to play in, but I do think Miller's got a very good chance to come out the top half of it.
Teleso Midway will be here next week at Buccaneer Stadium for the home opener for the Miller Buccaneers. The team getting a little more instruction from the coaching staff before they start this scrimmage. It's a structured scrimmage in that the number one offense for Ingleside will be on the field taking on Miller's number one defense for 15 plays. They'll follow that up, flipping it with the offense of Miller on the field for 15 plays against the Ingleside number one defense. Then the number twos will get 10 plays each. Then we'll be back with the ones, 15 plays again, flipping the switch, and then back to the number twos. And then we'll take a break, and then we'll have a 12-minute live quarter between these two teams. So we'll take a break. We're coming to you from Buccaneer Stadium. Share the link if you're watching on Facebook. Let other fans know these games are going on. We are Rio Sports Live from Buccaneer Stadium. I'm Joe Bowling. Rudy Zamaripa Jr. on the camera, and Justin Vieira is on the microphone right now. Jacob is also right to my right-hand side, and he'll be with us a little bit later on. Stay with us. We'll be right back from Buccaneer Stadium after this.
The wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the concession stand.
The Explore San Benito, a campaign of the San Benito Economic Development Corporation, invites you to visit and dine at Sweet Deli and more. Delicious plates are prepared daily by business owner Aurora Caballero and includes her delicatessen chicken salad, variety of mixed green salads, and sandwichon. Come try her different salad plate combinations. She also serves a delicious stuffed chicken breast and salmon plates with the delicious sides. Cakes and desserts are also available for all occasions. Visit them at 160 West Expressway 7783 in San Benito, Texas. Call them to place your order at 956-626-2183. Dine-in and curbside pickup is available. Again, we invite you to dine at Sweet Deli and More in San Benito, Texas.
TVNS specializes in provider services, respite care, and emergency response services. TVNS are pioneers in the home care industry, in service for over 37 years. 11 locations from Brownsville to Corpus Christi, from Harlingen to Laredo.
Today's game is sponsored by TVNS, the pioneers in serving our community with the highest quality in provider services.
We are back here on Rio Sports Live, and you see the Ingleside offense on the field for the first time on the evening. They'll get 15 plays, and this again is a structured scrimmage. So you'll see some coaching going on the field while these players are participating in their first action against another team on the season. No rosters provided, in some cases no numbers provided. So it'll be a guessing game anyway. Ingleside offense on the field to start it off from the 30-yard line, and they'll run it up the middle. That goes nowhere as the front line for Miller is right there to greet him. And Justin, that was one of the places that they do think they have some players returning.
Exactly. That defensive line, I think, brings back 3 starters from last year's team, so they're going to be tough to run against, especially in a midline option like that.
Play was right up the middle, and there was a penetration up front. You can see some big imposing figures right there and the front line.
Very big.
For Miller. Second down play coming up for Ingleside. Tight set. They'll run it on the option, bounce it outside this time. Trying to get some room. Nothing doing. Containment first, and then help came. Nothing doing on the game.
I think a big thing, too, that's going to help Miller's defense is the fact they have Jay Sean Trimble at middle linebacker leading that, and he had an outstanding year last year. So teams that run like Ingleside do, Cal Allen, Beeville, Port Lavaca, that's going to be a huge help having him back there.
He got to that play. Again, all you need is a little containment on the ends, and then if you have the type of linebackers that can get to the ball, then those plays are done. 2 plays running to start things off for Ingleside, and they'll split out 2 receivers this time to the left-hand side on third and call it 11. Looking to throw, rolling out to buy some time, pressure coming, quarterback keeper gets some room across the 40. That's a first down for Ingleside on a nice run by the quarterback.
Huge pickup.
We'll go back and take a look at the replay there, and you will be able to see, fans at home, once he got past the pursuit from behind, he actually had good blocking downfield for a nice gain for the Ingleside Mustangs. So the drive continues. This is a 15-play scripted drive with the offense of Ingleside on the field first. Thanks again for joining us here on Rio Sports Live from Corpus Christi, Texas. Quickly up to the line. Ingleside send a man in motion. Hand it off, first man through, bounds into the 45-yard line, and that's what you want, Justin, the surge. If you can get 4 or 5 yards on first down with this offense, it opens a lot of things up.
Exactly. You're going to start wearing down that defense, and that's what this offense is designed to do. And 4 yards, was it 4 yards in a cloud of dust?
Yes, sir. I had coaches that run this offense that told me if you guarantee me, and I mean guarantee me, Joe, I'll get 3 yards every play, I'm going to run it every time, 4 downs, and I'll score every possession. Another play this time to the outside with a little room across midfield stripe into the Miller side of the field to the 49, and that's close to first down yardage for Ingleside. Your thoughts, Justin, coming into this season, Ingleside a lot to prove or a lot of question marks on this football team?
Me personally, I think they have a lot to prove. Coach Hamrick, the last couple of years, has turned the program around. In my opinion, they look like they used to be a spread team, and now he's brought in what looks to be the wing tee. And so far, against a pretty stout Miller defense, they're moving the ball well, and that's good for the first action of the year for them.
They started at their own 30. They're now at the Miller 49 on a first down play. And this time they'll hand off with room into the secondary, down to the 40-yard line. That was a huge hole that opened up, and big yardage on first down. Again, watch the hole that opens up here on that right-hand side.
That's a classic fullback right there.
And that is right down central. That's an 8-yard gain on the play for Ingleside.
Ingleside's doing very well on this drive right here, mixing it up. Inside, outside, inside, outside.
Second down play coming up. When your quarterback can get to the outside and make you have to respect where he goes, it does open up even more with this type of offense. Running an option this time. There's the pitch. Contained this time by Miller, but not before a first down for Ingleside. And so the chains will move again for the Mustangs of Ingleside. Drive started on their 30. They've now moved it down to the 35-yard line. Shadows creeping across the way here at Buccaneer Stadium. It'll be this way during the regular season games until we get the time change, and then we'll have a much different look to this stadium and certainly a much different feel when you're over here on the East Press Box.
Oh, yeah, not so much sun.
Announcing games. First down play, handoff up the middle. This time it's hit and driven down. Shorter gain this time as Miller defense was able to contain the tailback.
Good stand right there.
Call it a gain of 1, second down. Next week, this Miller team will take on Tuloso Midway. And Justin, you said you thought that would be a challenge for this Miller team right here at home.
I think so. The last couple of years, again, Tuloso Midway is one of those teams that they've been improving. They've gave a lot of teams in this area that are good. They've given them good competition. So, I look to see them building upon that success. And, that's a perfect opportunity to prove a point right there against Miller.
They take their time between plays. There is no clock running. There is no play clock running. Coaches are allowed to converse. Ingleside, the Mustangs run it again. This time that is shut down as the defense makes the play for the Miller Buccaneers, and suddenly a line has been drawn in the sand. You got here, but you're not going any further.
Exactly, and I think right here in this situation, if you're coaching the defensive side of the ball, you have to be respecting the pass here because they did this last time on 3rd and long.
3rd and long. It's the second time in the drive that they faced this situation. Converted on the last time.
That is the whole key to stopping this type of offense, though, is get containment on the pitch man early and, wrap it up because you let him get free to the outside. He's got a secondary option to pitch out to.
One of the things that was known to watch for, you were talking about this before the game, is the secondary for the Miller Buccaneers. So here's a pass opportunity. Pressure up the middle, and down he goes. Quarterback hit. No pass indeed on that play.
See, and there we go back to where I was talking about that D-line being the factor right there for the secondary, giving them a lot of help if they can get penetration like that.
You don't have to worry too much about your secondary with plays like this. And again, the quarterback had no time to deliver that ball. So they'll flip sides of the field. There is no 4th downs during these scrimmages. And so Ingleside will start a new drive. So a bend but not break drive by the Miller defense. They just put the brakes on that drive right there at the 30-yard line. Ingleside will have a few more plays. Again, it's 15 plays for each of these teams. If you're just watching us, this is Ingleside and Miller. We're at Buccaneer Stadium for a scrimmage football action in Corpus Christi on a Friday night.
It's good for Miller right there getting that stand because, the more you let this offense stay on the field, the tighter your defense is going to get, and the later the game goes, the tougher it is to stop.
Quickly up to the line, Ingleside's Mustangs on first down. Right side, and the tailback gets away from one man, won't get away from the next, and down he goes. Miller there to contain that.
Good pursuit.
When you get penetration right through the middle and you disrupt that play, and the ball carrier has to first and foremost get away from a man before he can even look upfield.
Exactly.
You put him in a bad spot. 2nd and long after the 3-yard loss for Ingleside. Miller defense gave up a couple of first downs, but thus far nothing more. This is a running play, and that goes nowhere.
More penetration.
You see a shift by that defense over to that side, almost as if they read that play from the word go.
Almost if they're keying on it, right?
Sets up 3rd and long for Ingleside. And I wonder if they'll walk to the other side of the field. If they don't convert here, they'll just set up another drive from this 30. I know normally they would just flip ends of the field, but we'll watch and see on the development of this play.
It's a guaranteed 15 plays, correct?
Yes, guaranteed 15 on the offense and defense. Now, last night at Odom, they were allowing teams that got inside the 20 to continue a drive to kind of extend. That's not on the sheet that I have here. So we'll go with 15 to start. Quarterback rolls out, looks to throw, delivers a pass, caught outside the 40, 45-yard line near midfield. That's a big first down for Ingleside.
Huge conversion right there.
And watch, the quarterback has time first and foremost, and then delivers the pass, and that's in the secondary, getting away from a couple of would-be tacklers and running through the next couple for the Ingleside Mustangs. So first down for Ingleside. If you're counting, that's their 4th first down against the Odom the Miller number 1 defense. Our other broadcast tonight, we have the West Oso scrimmage down the road. We also have volleyball at Woodsboro this evening. And that starts off what is going to be a busy weekend for us. I'll tell you about that. All I know is Rudy and I have to get up at 6 a.m. Running play this time goes nowhere. Loss of 5 on the play.
Miller's D-line and linebackers are doing a really good job of tracking that outside sweep.
Rudy and I will pack up here tonight in Corpus. We'll get a night's sleep, and then we'll be in Edinburgh at 7 a.m. to set up for a 7-on-7 tournament. We'll get crews in place for that. That'll go from 8 to 1, but after we get all set up and get the bearings straight for everyone that's going to attend that, he and I will be making the trip to Round Rock to cover a full contact women's football. That is tomorrow night from Round Rock, and then Sunday we'll be back at Edinburgh to wrap up that 7-on-7 tournament.
I had no idea they saw it 7-on-7 tournaments going.
It's going because they're not practicing. There's nothing going on. It's not school like it's not schools. It's individuals that are still coaching these players and giving them just a chance to get some reps.
That's because the Valley's still behind on the start time, right?
They're a good month and a half behind of what's going on here. That takes care of the Ingleside offense. They had some success against Miller. We'll take a break and we come back to Miller offense on the field for the first time. This is Real Sports Live.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Back here at Buccaneer at Corpus Christi. And the offense for the Miller Buccaneers on the field for the first time in 2020. Spread offense, single back in the backfield. Twins receivers left and right on the first play from scrimmage. Looking to throw, looking for a bundle. Right side, down the field, and it's caught inside the 30. See you later. 6 on the board. First play.
What a pass. That's a way to make a statement.
Look at this, on the money, and quarterback gets rid of it, and then receiver just separates from defender. And that, my friend, is a one-play drive. 6 points on the board for Miller.
We've been seeing that all summer in the camps that Andrew Body's been attending, just dime after dime, and it's good to see it in live football action as well.
I was impressed with the receiver. It looked like the defender was with him step for step, but found that extra gear.
I'm not sure which receiver that was.
For separation. Another play coming up for the Miller offense. That's one, and it turned into 6 points. On first down here, they'll run it. Left-hand side now in the secondary, making the move. Across the 40. Big gain again. Down the sideline. Inside the 40. That's a huge gain. 2 plays, 2 big plays. Albeit the second one wasn't a score, but when you're running in the secondary like this, my friends, that is big-time stuff going on for your offense.
Offensive line opening up huge holes right there for him.
First down play coming up for the Miller Buccaneers. Receivers either side of the field again on first down. Handoff again up the middle this time, inside the 30-yard line. That's about an 8-yard gain, and when your third play is an 8-yard gain and that's your worst play from scrimmage so far, it's not a bad night to start things off.
Doing pretty good so far.
Next play coming up for the Buccaneers.
Very fast tempo.
Call it 2nd and 3. And they'll swing a pass left side. That's caught. Move made. Taking on the tackler, out of bounds there inside the 20. And the chains will move again for the Miller Buccaneers. 2 for 2 in the passing game. One of those for a touchdown. And now with the ball inside the 20, call it the 19, a red zone possession for Miller. Running play up the middle, running through some tacklers, down around the 10-yard line, and that's strong running again by the tailback. See on the replay that he's hit at the line of scrimmage right about there, run through 3, another, and nearly through another.
You cannot arm tackle him.
Before being brought down. Next play for the Buccaneers. Swing pass right-hand side. That may be a lateral. They'll rule it an incomplete pass. And that's the first thing that stalls this offense here tonight for the number 1 offense on the field for the Miller Buccaneers.
You know, that's a hard pass to complete. I don't think people realize how hard of a throw that is to make.
You're literally trying to give like a breadbasket over-the-shoulder delivery for the receiver.
Exactly.
Running play this time, left-hand side. That ball's knocked loose, and that's a fumble caused by Ingleside, and they'll recover it.
That's one of the problems Miller ran into last year with the run game. Holding onto the rock was.
See here, the big hit
crucial.
delivered right there.
Looked like the helmet hit the ball, didn't it?
Yep, he went right at it.
Big stop for the Ingleside Mustangs.
And so the Miller offense will have to flip sides of the field and start this drive here. That's I got it down unofficially, it is the 7th play of 15 for Miller. They had one play going in this direction, and that was a 70-yard touchdown strike through the air. First down here. Looking to throw again. Right side this time. Nice delivery. A little high off of the receiver's hands, incomplete. Brings up 2nd down for the Miller Buccaneers. I like the response by the Ingleside defense after giving up that gigantic play to start this off. Gave up some yardage, but stuck in there, made the big play, forced a turnover. 2nd down here, looking to the right side all the way again. This one's caught, and across the 40, big hit delivered inside the 40-yard line by Ingleside.
It is so hard to slow an offense down whenever that release time for that quarterback is less than 2 seconds.
Watch the end of this one. Bingo. Coach is wanting to make sure their players got tested by the other side, a team wearing another uniform, and that was the case there. Ingleside bringing the big hit. First down for the Buccaneers. Straight drop this time. Looking for a bunch down the right side. Man open, and it's incomplete. Underthrown. Would have been another big play.
Gets that out there just a little bit further, and that's going for 6.
That'll be the 10th play for the offense for the Miller number 1s against the Ingleside number 1 defense. Fans, you're watching on our social media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got a lot of people that watch on YouTube on the big screen. They watch it on the televisions. On Facebook, share the link. Like and follow our page. Help move the numbers in the right direction. Help other fans know these games are going on. Running play. Off right tackle on second down. That gains a good 5 yards for the Miller Buccaneers on their 11th play from scrimmage. Again, the ones will go 15 plays here, and then the twos will be on the field for 10 plays each. And then the ones will return for 15 plays each. The twos for 10 more. There'll be a design break, and then there'll be a live quarter between these two teams. Third down for Miller. Straight drop again. All the way to the right side. That's a first down on the catch. Ball out of the 40-yard line. Another first down, though, for Miller.
He's really liking that right side, isn't he?
Receiver runs a perfect route. Turns that upfield after the catch. Another big hit delivered by Ingleside. But the Miller offense securing another first down. I got him down for 12 plays, 3 more if I'm right. And they'll run it, bounce it to the outside, looking for some room. Takes on a tackler. That's a tailback bringing the hit right to the secondary.
Tough run.
Watch the end of this. Normally the hitting's coming from the defense. This is a just heads-on driving a defender backwards by the Miller Buccaneers. Second down play coming up, and that's the 13th play from scrimmage for the number 1 offense. Appear to be changing up the play at the line of scrimmage. They'll shift the man to the left-hand side in the backfield and run it. This time, Ingleside there to shut that play down.
Ingleside D is done very well, though, on some of these run plays right here. You know, with this fast-paced offense, it's hard to get set sometimes while respecting the pass, especially with a quarterback like Body.
I like the aggressiveness on their hits.
Yes, very much so.
Last night we saw Refugio, we saw London, we saw Odom, and I'm not sure we saw as big a hits as what we've seen already in the first 15 plays from scrimmage from either side here tonight.
They're bringing it.
This should be the final play for the offense for the Miller Buccaneers. They started it off with a touchdown on their first play. We'll try to bookend that. Swing a pass over the middle, and it's incomplete. What another big hit. And that's one of those, if you're in a game, and this happens once, it's in your mind next time. Here's the end of it. Bang.
Wow. No holding back for the scrimmage, huh?
No holding back for the scrimmage. The number 2s will be on the field, or are they going to let one more play come up? Looks like they're going to allow one more play, so we'll keep it right here. Miller Buccaneers looking to throw again. Looking to the right side. That's a high delivery and incomplete.
A little high.
So a lot of success to the right side, but also some overthrown balls, and that could be just simply be some first game stuff to get out of the way.
Jitters, a little rust.
A little extra amp behind those throws.
Definitely gets it out there fast, doesn't he?
One thing about it, these kids had to go throughout this preseason questioning whether or not any day practice would be shut down, the season might be shut down, and now they finally get to game time, even in a scrimmage situation. Pass play over the middle, that's caught in traffic. Nice move made! 6 more on the board for Miller.
And that is the Miller offense to the T.
Watch this move made after the catch on this one. 2 defenders there, and a coach, by the way. 6 points on the board for Miller. So the offense does bookend their appearance on the field for the first time this year with a touchdown on the first play and a touchdown on the final play. We'll be back. The number 2's on the field after this.
Internet is more than just uploads and downloads. It's about connecting people. VTX1 Companies is here for you, bringing communities closer together. VTX1 has connected customers for almost 70 years. Our internet service spans across South Texas to some of the most remote areas. Faster wireless service is now available in Progreso, Lozano, Rangerville, and Rancho Viejo. Call 1-800-446-2031 or visit vtx1.net to find out more.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
South Padre Island Golf Club. Come for a visit. Stay for a lifetime.
Fans, if you want to look back here on Real Sports Live, we are at Buck Stadium. Give a shout out in the direction of Portland watching this game. There's a running play for Ingleside as this is the number 2s on the field. And this is the question mark we had last night at Odom when we watched Refugio and London and Odom, is that how deep are these teams when we see these 2s?
You know, that was part of, I think, Miller's problem last year as they got further into the playoffs was the depth came into question. And, you know, Vets Memorial had a lot more players to reload with. And I think moving down to 4 is going to help Miller out with some depth issues.
Second down coming up for the Ingleside Mustangs. This will be 10 plays from scrimmage for the offense. To the left-hand side with some room. Out across the 35. This is where if somebody didn't produce when the 1s were on the field, this is where 2's eyes are lit up. Hey, I can make an impression tonight, right here.
Exactly. There's always that guy pushing for someone's job, and you never know when it's going to be. Could pick up a 5, though.
Brings up a third down play. Again, these 2's are on the field for just 10 plays, and then they'll have the 1s right back out there. By the time a lot of scrimmages get to that second time, and certainly by the live quarter, 1s and 2's are kind of mixed and matched for coaches who have that, there's what I call bubble players. Yeah, they're on the depth chart as a 1. That doesn't mean you got the spot locked up.
Exactly.
And so a coach may want to slide a 2 in to see how he reacts to a number 1 defender, or on the other side, how he reacts to a number 1 offensive player lined up.
It seems like Ingleside might also be having a decent amount of running backs to rotate through as well.
Unsuccessful on that run, and again with no 4th down, they will go back to the 30-yard line. Yes, there will be a live quarter at the conclusion of this. Right now we have the number 2's on the field. They're just joining us. It'll be the 1s, the 2's right now, back to the 1s, then the 2's, and then there'll be they're calling it a 10-minute break. And then they'll have a live quarter of 12 minutes running clock between these 2 teams. And so, yes, see some fans asking that. Fans, give us a shout out where you're watching from. That's always really neat to see just the extent. Last night we had checking in and had fans tuning in from across the country, from California to Chicago and all parts in between, certainly parts of Texas. So give us a shout out where you're watching from. I'm monitoring you on Facebook right now, YouTube as well.
Fumble on the play.
There's a fumble on that play, and that will go nowhere.
Joe, Real Sports Live is about one of the only shows in Texas right now doing this live broadcasting for high school games, correct?
Yeah. There wasn't many doing it when I started. A couple of years ago when I started Real Sports Live. Prior to that, I go back on the history of Real Sports, and we're on the tail end of what I started 10 years ago in the Rio Grande Valley, trying to get it going. There's a nice running play for Ingleside. Ball comes loose, though. It looks like Miller may have recovered that, and the defense does for the Buccaneers. Yeah, I was down in the valley and working for a newspaper, and talking to some guys about football games at that time, and they're like, well, we don't have anybody doing football games down here. And I was like, there's no radio stations covering games? No. I was like, well, let's stream some games. And so we started a Listen Live with Joe Bowling 10 years ago this year. Wow. And that kind of got it started, but as a running play by Ingleside goes for short yardage. But then the newspaper I was working with filed for a Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and so they pulled the contracts out of that. I tried a couple more times to get streaming going down there because I wanted to go from Listen Live to Watch It Live, and things wouldn't quite work out that way. I went to work for Channel 4, the CBS affiliate down there, tried to do some things there, but my wife was always tugging at my shoulder saying, why are you giving your idea away? You keep trying to give it away, and no one's really doing it right. And so then I had back-to-back knee surgeries 3 years ago, and my wife was like, hey, instead of going back to work, why don't you do that thing you wanted to do? And so here we are.
There you go.
And, but back then, 10 years ago, I remember it well. I was covering teams, and we got ready to go to the playoffs. And at that time, there were no streaming games going on. And so I was making calls to the UIL asking, well, what do I do to get to the next level? And they were telling me then, hey, if you can guarantee you can cover all the quarterfinals and semifinals and championship games, we'll give you the rights to them right now.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I'm sitting on a gold mine. and they filed that bankruptcy, and it all went to, now we know Fox Sports has the contract, and they're selling rights and all of that stuff. But, hey, it's fun getting to do what we're doing. Pass play, man wide open for Ingleside, incomplete pass.
That's the beauty of that offense, though, to sneak one of those big-time pass plays in there, and he just sneaks out the back.
And watch how open this man is.
Blows right by the defender.
Oh, you look at that, and you're just like, that was 6 all day long, every day.
That was a good throw, too. Right on the money.
On the good side, you do. You look at it as a coaching session and say, that play works.
Yep.
We just execute, and that play works. Another play coming up for Ingleside. Give a shout-out in the direction to Laredo, Texas. Hey, I had a guy reach out to me yesterday that wanted to be an announcer. Last year we were doing some playoff games in Laredo, covering a little bit of Laredo. But I do know that Laredo school districts last year were interested in having us do all of their games. So I'm not saying I'm going to rule it out of us being in Laredo. Send a shout-out in Rio Grande City. Fans tuning in from there. Pitch out, right side, and that's upended. Down he goes. Big hit delivered by the Miller Buccaneers.
The twos from Miller's defense are hanging there very well with this offense.
We saw some hitting going on by Ingleside, but watch this one delivered by the Buccaneers.
Nowhere to go.
Shut that play down.
That goes back to the depth issue. Are you having issues with depth?
Angel Salinas, give a shout out in that direction, watching the game from Roma, Texas. Gary Porter in Houston watching the game. Give a shout out in that direction. Again from Rio Grande City. Laredo, thanks for tuning in here on Rio Sports Live from Corpus Christi. Santa Rosa also chimes in.
Santa Rosa's on the verge of possibly giving up their whole season.
We've heard rumors. Yeah, there's stuff rumored all over the place on that. Second down play coming up for Ingleside. On the option, nice read by the quarterback, and he's got some room, and he got a block down the sideline for the Mustangs. It's a foot race and a big gain. Watch this open up after the read by the quarterback, and look at the blocking downfield.
Good blocking.
And had that block been delivered there, that probably would have scored.
Just ran out a little bit of real estate right there.
Big play there. Watching from Yoakum, watching from Sinton. Give a shout out in that direction as well. Ingleside with the biggest play for the number 2s on the field, as the Mustangs gain first down yardage. We're nearing the end of this drive because, again, they were saying they were going to allow 10 plays. And if that wasn't 10, it was 9. But they may leave them on there to give them one more play. You like to have a little building of success.
I think that's what they did with Miller's last drive with the ones. They were down there and they let him go ahead and have another play or two.
Ball just outside the 20. Call it the 22-yard line. And we've had some fireworks here tonight between these two offenses. And I was saying that when we left last night at Odom, that we got to see some quality plays, but we didn't see really the big-time stuff. Coaches kept a lot of plays in their back pocket.
Exactly.
And but here tonight, I said I think we're going to see a little more open up tomorrow night at Buccaneer Stadium.
And that's because Coach Evans, he does like to keep some of his stuff kind of hidden. You'll see him bust out trick play here or there in some big games.
Give a shout out to Joe Monty watching in San Benito. We'll take a break. The number 2s from Ingleside. Offense move the ball. Miller will have their number 2s on the field after this. This is Real Sports Live.
Game and let Chewy's Custom Sports go to work for you. From custom designs and graphics to mass production in-house. If it's hats, shirts, buttons, mugs, cups, banners, and more, then Chewy's is there for every team and every sport. A veteran-owned company in touch with the community. It's Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito.
Music
lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you, Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
When in Port Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Bates, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. We're back here at Buccaneer Stadium. Joe Bowling with you, and joining me is Justin Vieira as we are in Buccaneer Stadium. Wanted to go over my notes here on some other broadcasts. Of course, this Miller team will be back here next week against Tuloso Midway. That'll be their first regular season game. Volleyball action here next Friday as well as, well, actually Miller's at Santa Gertrudis. But we're covering Santa Gertrudis as one of our coverage teams. The Miller offense on the field right now, that's a short pass incomplete.
It's kind of weird not seeing Andrew Body at the helm. This quarterback has been there the last 4 years. Seems like he's been here forever.
This is the number 2, so this will be potentially the guys that are stepping in once he exits the program.
Exactly.
How far will the team go this year after the run they made last year? Third down play, and they'll run it up the middle. That's a first down in the secondary, driving out across the 44-yard line for the Miller Buccaneers. This is a third down play. You can see that hole opening up. I like to see those offensive linemen, once they make that initial hit of keeping those feet moving and driving into that would-be tackler, to sustain that opening for the tailback. First down play for the Buccaneers. They're still going with the hurry-up offense. They'll look to sling a pass, and it's blown dead, incomplete. Wanted to cover some of the schools that we have on board right now on Rio Sports Live. All the Corpus Christi ISD schools are on board. Odom, Woodsboro, Refugio after last night's game and conversations today. West Oso, London, Kingsville, Santa Gertrudis, Riviera Coffer, Valfurious, and Three Rivers right now are all on board here in the Coastal Bend. Rio Grande Valley, that number is too long to list with a fast-paced offense on the field.
Good wrap up.
Just tell you, it's a bunch of them if they ever get going and playing. Give a shout out to McAllen, Texas, tuning in to our broadcast here. We'll be
Joe,
able to. Yes, sir.
Will the Valley just play a shortened season, just district games only, if it starts later than what they were already planning now?
Well, any coach and any athletic director I've been talking to is playing with air and water when they're trying to develop schedules. But it looks like most are going to be playing a straight-up district games first and foremost, and just try to establish the playoffs and try to get to that point.
Will they have any chance for like maybe a scrimmage a week prior?
Yeah, they're looking at scrimmages. They're looking at scrimmages. But again, you still have some shelter in place going on in some places down in the Rio Grande Valley. And so until you can get past that and at least have people gathering, schools can't even begin to say, let's let people on the campus. Send a shout out to Los Fresnos, Texas. Thanks for tuning in. We have the Falcons on our broadcast schedule this year. We have San Benito. We have Santa Rosa. I'll run down a few of them. All of the Brownsville schools, both of the Harlingen schools, Lyford, Raymondville. That's a fumble on the play, and it's recovered by Ingleside. So the defense making a play here. For the Ingleside defense right here, you'll see it. Ball loose.
Looked like he just fumbled the snap right off the get-go, trying to get it up to position.
Look that way. Send a shout out to Ed Couch Elsa, who's tuning in. John Cannon's got the call down there. We were working with him throughout the summer. Not sure whether or not Ed Couch will be part of our broadcast platform, but we're certainly hoping to have them join. There's a block on the right-hand side that frees up the runner for a little bit, but after that, nothing doing.
Looks like a flag on the play as well.
Yeah, I think that hit was in the back, and a little chippiness going on there. By this time in the scrimmage, you can see that when the guys have seen the ones out there on the field. Now you get a couple of plays as a two. I'll hand the microphone over to Jacob and let you guys take it for a little while too.
I'll let him
He wants to get on this computer. Okay, yeah, we need him trained on that. Here's the
Here,
deal.
I'll
Justin,
let you get over here real quick.
Justin and Jacob are going to be part of our broadcast, and we'll let them tell you a little bit about it during a break here as they come on board. The good news is, I'll let him know right now, the good news is that we'll be back here with him next week. It's all hands on deck for a regular season game. and that'll be the ultimate training session.
It's different, yes. Oh, yeah, live season game.
And so
it's nice to have a sense of normalcy, though, finally, with high school football being back. It's very nice.
I told Rudy yesterday as we were coming up here, I was like, you've been holding your breath all summer. And will we really get to sports? I'm not sure when we ever get to football. Pass play on the left-hand side. That's a incompleted pass. All right, Justin, tell the fans who are all listening in. I've got a lot of Valley people right now that may not be aware of what you and Jacob have put together up here and what they can tune into as far as keeping up with area sports.
Yeah, Joe, we started South Texas Football Unlimited 2 seasons ago with just, the mindset to do a podcast to showcase some of these Coastal Bend athletes that, they don't get as much coverage as some of the bigger schools. And, that was the whole goal, is to showcase the athlete down here. And it's kind of transformed into something a little bigger than that. I think it's kind of it was a little overwhelming at first at the reaction we got from people, wanting to watch the shows. And it's been nice. Never thought I'd be up here doing this with you and Jacob. You can get us on our Facebook or our Twitter profiles. We have an Instagram as well. But we started off doing the podcast show, and this year we're switching over to doing live Zooms. So you'll get a face. You get to put basically a face with the name. And it allows us to get more coaches and hopefully athletes on the show with us. And it honestly frees us up a little more to be able to do the shows, at our own remote locations versus having to always link up. We work shift work, so sometimes it's hard. And when the season gets going, that's a lot to take on. And it's been fun. And honestly, I'm very, very pumped about doing the Real Sports Live broadcasting with y'all, because this is next level. This is not being done, I don't think, anywhere else. So,
not to this degree.
No, not to this degree.
And again, tell the fans where they can find your podcast and where your Zoomcast this year.
You can find the Zoomcast at Facebook, South Texas Football Unlimited, our Twitter at South Texas Football Unlimited, or STFU NLTD. Jacob's pretty active on there as well, but you'll see us posting highlights. We try to get as much info about teams around here as we can. We've even ventured into the Valley a little bit. We took a trip down to Harlingen last year for the Harlingen and San Benito game. That was eye-opening. I had a great time down there. So we do mingle with the Valley a little bit. Jacob's got ties there. He was from Harlingen. So, I guess you could say from the Coastal Bend down south, we try to get some coverage for these athletes, and it's been fun so far.
Good stuff. The number 1 offense now back on the field for Ingleside. They'll run it for a good gain there on first down. Give a shout out in the direction to Harlingen. See that Lupe Gonzalez is watching. Cardinal Spirit never dies, according to Lupe and according to every fan that wears that red and white. And that's what they say, and that's what they live, and that's what they breathe. Tampa, Florida, tuning in as well. Give a shout out in the direction of the Sunshine State. Second down, and call it 4 yards to go for Ingleside. Running play right side. This time it looked like it was going to open up, but that got shut down in a hurry.
The Miller defense is stingy on that outside.
Brings up third down. I'll try to script out these plays. This time around, they're given 15 again on offense, and then the Miller offense will be on the field for 15 more plays. We appreciate you fans tuning in wherever you are, but please follow and like our page. It's odd that we got more followers than we have likes, but we're over 23,000 on the likes right now. I had a goal of trying to get to 23,000 by the end of football season. We achieved that. There's a great play. Running play, right-hand side, foot race. Ingleside may take it to the house.
First points on the board for Ingleside.
They'll blow it out back at the 21, I think. Let's see on the replay if he does indeed go out of bounds. You can see here down that sideline, tight roping there, and
I don't see it.
Boy, I don't see it either.
I don't see it.
I don't see it either, but hey.
What a pitch, though, right there.
Let's watch it one more time.
Good read.
They'll blow it out right where the contact happens, right there. But, man, I don't know. Looked like he was heading downfield, not out of bounds. Nonetheless, to the 21-yard line.
We need the end zone shot.
Well, the coaches asked me not to put those up. That was one thing that, that some of the coaches, and we'll get into that on the next play, running play for Ingleside. And that's in the secondary, driving into the 15-yard line. With Rio Sports Live, once we started broadcasting, the first thing coaches were like, hey, it's great, you get to showcase our kids. And all of a sudden it's like, hey, wait a minute, everybody can see our games. And I want my games pulled. I don't want other coaches scouting me.
Yeah.
One rule that UIL put out this year that's different than any other is that it's trading films. And from what I've been told by athletic directors, this year any coach from any team can ask for any film, and they have to exchange it. So there really isn't any hiding of film, especially at the football level. But nonetheless, they can ask for different angles not to be used. There's a fumble on the play as the Ingleside defense may have forced a turnover.
That D-line, the way he got in there and ripped it out. You know, with Huddle being around, I think the trading of film has it's made it a lot easier on coaches, that's for sure.
We say that, and yet I will give a forewarning to the Miller fans who are tuning in, and any fans for that matter. Well, for Miller especially, and any of the CCISD, they right now have asked that any games that are broadcast, they called and wanted to have all their games broadcast, which we're happy to be a part of doing that. But they have asked that once the game's finished, regular season games, they want them pulled because they just don't want the scouting going on. Even though we know they can trade films, but hey, we're going to adhere to the coaches and schools' wishes. We will have highlight reels up for you fans, but bear in mind as you're tuning into games, very possible that coaches at times are going to say, hey, I don't mind the fans getting to see it because we know they can't go, but after that, I don't want other coaches sitting there dissecting film from an angle that I may not like.
So essentially, you'll have the live steering, and then after that, the game will be pulled off of Facebook.
For the CCISD schools, right now, that's the script. Now, again, I haven't had the one-on-one conversation with each and every coach, but once I do, and I get the verification that hey, they're going to be trading film anyway.
Take what you can get, I guess. Right?
I think yeah, we'll take what we can get. That's exactly right.
I get it. You know, you always want that little bit of competitive edge against your opponent. But it's not like these teams don't see each other every year and know some, stuff doesn't change drastically.
Yep. What I had last year in March was I had softball coaches calling, begging me for any film I had on any of their players as they were trying to get them to colleges. Once seasons were shut down. So suddenly it was like all those coaches that didn't want anybody watching their games were like, hey, can you get me a film? I need to send this to a college. So it's an evolution. It really is an evolution. What we're doing here is eventually, and I did talk to the Miller coaches about where we're going, and they're like, we expected it. We expected it. It's coming. It's where we're going with high school sports.
You got to give Coach Evans and his staff credit. They've been, me and Jacob have been around them for the last couple of years now, and they're always tip of the iceberg. They're right there, next level, always looking forward. They run music at their practice. They keep it lively. I mean, you don't see a lot of high school teams doing stuff like that. They're very innovative.
Ingleside with a running play out across the 30-yard line. Again, this is the Ingleside offense in the white uniforms taking on the Corpus Christi Miller defense. These are the number ones on the field at this time. See Chris Guerra watching from PSJA North's Raiders. Send a shout out in that direction. Appreciate you tuning in.
For some football, right?
They are. They're and we will have a little Valley football for you guys on tomorrow and Sunday. Some 7-on-7 coverage. There is going to be a tournament held. No fans are allowed at that tournament, but it will be. It's an odd setup, in that they're going to let the teams come in a couple at a time to play their pool games, and then get out of there tomorrow, and then come back for bracket play on Sunday. Again, no fans allowed, but at least the kids get to take some reps because in many cases they can't even get to the fields to have any type of conditioning or practice of any sort for at least a couple of weeks. Alice, Texas, send a shout out in that direction. Cookie Rosales tuning in. Ingleside on the option, running play, and fumble. Secondary fumble on the play, and that's a loose ball. Looks like it's recovered by Miller, and that defense popped that ball loose.
Yeah, both teams having a little hard time holding on to the ball tonight. Tough hit.
Take a look at this hit at the end of that.
Is he trying to pitch it?
See again. No, he just had it stripped out of his hands.
Yeah, he's got hit. A lot of bodies right there in the middle of that field, right?
That moves the ball back to the 30-yard line.
They were getting 15 plays again on the ones?
Yes, the ones are on 15. I was keeping tallies, and I just got to talking, so no, I don't have them down. But I'll do better on the Buccaneer side. It's much easier when there's a clock running, and I can tell you how much time's left. First down play for Ingleside. And they'll blow that one dead. Like movement on that left-hand side. Ingleside and Miller here. Again, Miller fans next week, Tuloso Midway in town. I heard Coach doing an interview before this game down on the field, and they ask age-old question, what do you hope to get out of a scrimmage like this? And he's like, I could end this easy by saying healthy. That's all I want to get is healthy. I want to be healthy at the end of this. But the reality is they want to see some things out of some players. You know that. But I think that was a pass play out of the
a little reverse pass.
Shut down and incomplete. I think the Odom coach said it best last night when he's like, we just wanted to have the ability to say at the end of the night, our kids got to play against somebody else for the 2020 football season. We'll take every Friday night as we get them.
You get to at least hit someone else other than your own team.
And again, extreme measures going on here at the stadium. We talked about this last night during the broadcast from Odom, and it's going to be something that we'll be talking about at length during our shows. As you guys are getting your stuff going, I know it'll be a topic, and that is what's happening at each stadium so that fans know who want to go to the game what to expect from wearing masks and the social distancing and how many fans are allowed. I know Brenda Marshall was out here in the hot sun in the early afternoon today, just trying to take a look at the facility, make sure who was where, and that's going to be the case for the next month and a half, and possibly longer than that as this plays out. Ingleside's offense, first time on the field, did have a couple of first downs against this Corpus Christi Miller defense. This time around, they haven't got beyond the 35 at all on these drives. We saw this develop when the first time they were on. The Miller defense seemed to find that other gear once that one big play happened.
Start slowing them down a little bit. I mean, that's just a tough draw. Look at that. The Miller D-line is massive.
They're huge.
They're huge up the middle. So this offense is based off going up the middle and then trying to sneak one outside or drop back and throw on them. And when they're getting penetration every play, it's tough.
Everything bunches up front, and then they'll look to pass out of a play action and look to deliver it down the left side. They had blown that play dead again, so they're spotting something on the offensive line they're not liking.
There's a lot of moving parts in this offense, so you have two guys moving, that could be it. It's just there's a lot of moving parts in that offense, and it takes a while to get it oiled up. I guess, Joe, my thing is going back to the precautions they're taking. Are they going to allow a little bit earlier access to the stadium because it takes at least a minute to get checked in. I know when I come in here, they did the temperature check and then they did the little screening card on me before I walk through. So that's my question.
That'll be a good question to ask. I'm going to try to get some stuff out this week. We're going to try to make calls across the board to any school that's having a broadcast that we're doing and at least let fans know what to expect. But you're right, and even if it were 50% capacity, as the Ingleside offense runs that play, even if this stadium were 50% capacity and it was one of those big games that normally sells out, if you're separating 6 foot per person, I've been here and looked out and saw lines that go deep into the parking lot. You start separating people you're going to have to make room down the street just to get people to get here.
Parking all down the street last year for both the Vets Memorial and Miller games last year. It was unbelievable.
And even if half of those people came, it would take a long time to get them in a stadium.
You need to ask Jacob next time he's on the mic about almost getting bit by a dog over here during one of those games.
Nice. That's how far away you had to park.
That's how far away you had to park.
We were lucky. We got here early. We got to park inside the gate. I've been doing that for a long time, but that's just because I overachieve at arriving at these places early.
Yeah, I got lucky last year. I was able to park right behind the scoreboard twice.
Short gain on that play. See if I can run down the schools that I have made calls to and ask, would you like us to cover your games? Or first of all, can we, and would you like us to? And here's the list. And if I forget one, I'll put it up later on our website or our Facebook. All the Brownsville schools: Brownsville, St. Joseph, Los Fresnos, Port Isabel, San Benito, Rio Hondo, Harlingen South, Lyford, Raymondville. Further out to San Perlita once we get to basketball season, but volleyball as well. San Isidro, La Sara, La Feria, Rio Grande City, Roma. I know I'm forgetting some out there across the way. But those are schools that I've spoken to already. Oh, Mission Veterans, Sherryland, Pioneer, as a big pass play, results in some big hitting that time by the Miller defense.
This Miller defense has definitely showed a lot of character tonight. I think dealing with an offense like this, they're going to see at least 3 of them come district play. So this is a good tune-up. I wonder if Coach Evans had that in mind when he picked Ingleside for the first scrimmage of the year, coming in with a wing T team, knowing he's got Cal Allen, Port Lavaca, and Beeville on the schedule.
We'll take a break, and the Miller offense will be on the field. We'll talk more from Buccaneer Stadium in Corpus Christi. This is Real Sports Live. Ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats, Laguna Madre Baits. 828 Westport Drive, Fort Mansfield, Texas. We are back here at Buccaneer Stadium. Off the air, you guys talking about the biggest games. I asked that last night what the biggest game may be. We'll take a look at this first play from scrimmage for the Buccaneer offense. Low snap, they'll hand it off. And the Ingleside defense right there to shut that play down.
You know, you guys were talking about this earlier. Jake's back on now.
Okay.
You guys were talking about this earlier, and you know, these defenses, these number ones, they came out to play both sides. Ingleside, I'm very surprised and in a good way with the way Ingleside's defense is playing right now. You know, it's almost impossible to stop this Miller offense, and they're doing a pretty good job of at least slowing it down.
Jacob Romero now on the call with me. I'm Joe Bowling with you from Corpus Christi's Buccaneer Stadium. Second down play, a pass play over the middle. That's caught. And then a big gain after the catch.
That's Adrian Lloyd. Justin was talking about him earlier. He's a very raw talent, and he's coming into his own. He's getting a few looks for some universities right now. I know he mentions his older brother, Bubba, who's at A&M Kingsville right now. Almost identical on the field.
Saw there after the catch, he was driving through the would-be tackler who needed help to bring him down. First down play for the Buccaneers. Looking for a bunch here over the left-hand side. Man, they're caught right in stride. 6 points for the Buccaneers.
You know, it's like these guys haven't missed a beat offensive. These guys have this connection, Adrian and Andrew. They're going to be hard to stop. They're going to be very hard to stop. Anytime this.
And that ball was delivered right on the money. Helicopter flew overhead just then. That was different.
Yeah, that was a little bit. We heard the trains last night in Odom. Now we got some choppers here in Corpus Christi. It might be. Yeah, it's probably got to do with that accident today. Maybe flying back and forth over up to the channel.
That's not the first big play from scrimmage we've seen for the Buccaneers here tonight. And the offense right back at it again. Looking to throw again, looking for a bundle down the right-hand side. Incomplete pass. Let's go back to that touchdown. And just look at where this is at. That's a receiver on the dead run. No adjustments, just keep running.
Yep.
Ball's going to get there.
Yeah. I mean, he had him outstepped by a good 2-3 steps on that play. I mean, that's just the way Adrian is.
Second down coming up for the Buccaneers. Of Corpus Christi Miller.
So with these ones, you got a little switch out in the backfield. You've got McCulley and Williams who's in now, and then they got a little heavier back who's Ethan Greenwood, who's this is his first year here on varsity. Looks like they'll be splitting carries throughout this season.
Long count on this play. Quick pass on the right side. Receiver has to do the work from there. Takes on a tackler, gets out to the 40-yard line. That'll move the chains for the Buccaneers. And meanwhile, a little chippiness going on after the play.
Yeah, just like you said, Joe, it's about that time, especially now that we're going game-type situation.
And watch this. Again, this is the second time around. Again, when your receivers can create additional yards after the catch, as a coach, you're okay with those little quick-hitting passes when you got isolated coverage.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Handoff this time. Off the right side, they'll get it across the 42-yard line.
That's Greenwood again on the carry. And again, it's a different change of pace back between Greenwood and Williams. Williams is a shifty, fast runner, and Greenwood looks like a very straight ahead. And you come at me, I'm going to take you down type runner.
Fans chiming in that wait till Miller takes on Cal Allen or Port Lavaca. That's when this stadium will be roaring. Miller looking to pass again. That's caught out across the 45 to the 40-yard line, right over the defender. And that's just a beautifully thrown ball. You can see this right here.
Good placement.
Right on the money. Chains move again for the Buccaneers. What is the biggest game here at this stadium? We talked about that last night.
Yeah,
it's hard to pick out.
Depends what week it is.
And then across town, what week is that week? That's like flip a coin, and which one is the best game to get to?
Yep.
First down play, shifting out of the backfield. They'll look to sling a pass in traffic. That's incomplete.
Yeah, he was running before he caught it. He saw it. He had a couple yards there after he held on to it.
We like the defenders, too, for Ingleside. We said that during the first time the ones were on here. They're willing and able to deliver some big hits. So when you look at them playing here, Jacob, you saw Odom last night. How exciting is that matchup going to be?
You know, it should be pretty good. I mean, you're going to see some evenly matched teams next week in Odom between Ingleside and Odom. That's going to be a good one to watch, and good thing that Rio Sports is streaming it. Everybody be able to get their eyes on it.
Running play this time. There's another one of those big hits delivered by the Ingleside D.
Yep, that defense got some good penetration.
Again, you take a look at this. This is some heavy hitting on a Friday night in a scrimmage. Bang! Good job of hanging on to the ball by the ball carrier.
Yeah, you know what? It just goes to what Justin said earlier. You know, these guys are tired of hitting each other. You know, it's finally good to get somebody with a different colored jersey on from another town.
Got a lot of time between plays right now. We saw them go with that lightning quick offense. First time when the ones were on the field. Looking to throw again. They like that right side a lot. Nice completed pass again out across the 30. That's enough for a first down. These receivers just continue to haul it in for Miller. As you can see here on the replay.
Yeah, they've got these guys playing deep right now. They're afraid of the deep ball, so they're giving a lot of cushion. It's giving up the short pass.
There were 3 defenders in the vicinity of the receiver, and all playing cushion.
Yep.
First down now for the Miller Buccaneer offense. This is the number 1s on the field. We'll have the 2s back on the field a little bit later on, and then we'll take a break and then have a full quarter with a running clock. And that will be interesting to see how that plays out between these two squads. And right now they're going with a huddle situation. They didn't do that the first time when the ones were on the field. Miller just went out with that jet offense, running plays in that hurry-up pace. Looking to throw here, left side all the way this time. That's going to be caught. Yards after the catch again into, again, a triple coverage and yards gained.
There's that cushion again, right? In this case, you pick your poison, right? It's from a defensive standpoint, it's better to go up to 5-10 instead of the deep ball in 6.
Watch again this receiver out here. When he makes the catch, he has room between the defender. But there were 3 men there, but all playing behind to make sure. Back to live action. That's a short gain on a running play. If anything, the running game for Miller hasn't been outstanding against Ingleside. But when that offense is wide open with all those receivers out there,
yeah,
it's one of those the pass can develop a run.
You know, and it's just the opposite of what we saw with Ingleside on that big
second down play, looking, and that's going to be underthrown incomplete.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there.
That's one of those they'll dial it up on the replay and watch it in the film room.
Yep, and just wish you could have it back.
The feel as you came in here, does it feel like football when you walked into Buccaneer Stadium?
You know, it does. You know, you're just walking in here. I got here a little later than you guys did, and you know, everybody that's here is walking around and they're upbeat. You know, it's good to be out.
Looking to throw again, ton of time. When you do that, a big hit. That would have been 6. You want to see the biggest hit of the night?
Yeah, let's
here it comes. Again, normally when you give a quarterback this much time, good things happen, but watch again to this. Wham!
Yep.
Yeah, coaches get excited when a defender delivers a hit like that.
Yeah, and the defense feeds off it. You know, the other kids make these plays, and it just energizes the defense.
It's the 4th down play. They'll allow it inside the 20. Looking for the corner, and it is incomplete. So a stop for Ingleside in a red zone possession for Miller.
Yeah, it's very rare that Miller's inside the 20 and they don't come away with 6. So it's a good defensive play or good defensive series there for Ingleside.
They'll change sides of the field. The Miller offense will stay on. Again, normally we'd take a commercial break here, and I guess I will. They're separating. That may be all they wanted to see. They had their 15 plays in. We'll take a quick break. The number 2s will be on the field. Jacob Romero to my right-hand side. I'm Joe Bowling. This is Real Sports Live from Buccaneer Stadium in Corpus Christi. We'll be back with more after this.
Hi fans, today's game is brought to you by New York Life. Best of luck to your team.
And I'm Danielle Goslin, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For over 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation of developing the most successful professionals in the industry.
We help to manage the process from day one and guide you on your way to success. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business,
then we would like to show you how we can help.
At HCISD, we move the needle forward every day.
We'll blaze a trail for future generations.
It's not just about equipping students with skills for the future. We awaken their potential and empower them to make good choices.
No matter where you're from or where you're headed, there's a place for you to flourish at HCISD.
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in
back here, and the offense for Ingleside back on the field. They'll run the option and run with some room down the left-hand side. Big gain on 1st down for Ingleside.
That was great execution on that option play by the quarterback there.
Watch this one. You got to sell it first. He did. And then you get the seal, and then it's just a matter of speed.
Yep.
Big gain for the Mustangs.
That's a great play by Ingleside. Good play call.
And they move the ball into Corpus Christi Miller territory.
You know, we kind of talked about this last night, Joe, when we briefly talked about Miller in the district. You know, there's a lot of run-heavy teams that Miller's going to be facing this year, as opposed to what they faced last year. Everybody in Big 5A was a wide-open spread offense. So now they're coming to the smaller schools where you do see these wing T, slot T option offenses.
First down play. Pitch it out to the right-hand side, and this time the speed of the Miller defense is there to shut it down. Watch the difference here on the replay on just how fast these defenders got to the point before the tailback could ever turn it upfield. All that behind the line of scrimmage. And this is what we saw the first time when the ones were on the field. Ingleside had a couple of big plays, got to right here in the field. And then there's just an imaginary line about the 30-yard line where Miller defensively said, nope, no further. But going back to that, when you're taking on teams that are run heavy and or what you call, in some cases, some will call it ball control when you're going against a wide open offense like that. But if they give up, or if they get stopped a couple of times and you're on the Miller side and you're like, if we can score and get those teams down 2 or 3 scores, then we eliminate that advantage of that running game. I've seen coaches with that approach.
You can, and one of the teams that you may not be able to get away with that in this district is Calhoun. You know, they've got I think Steve Johnson's coming back as a senior this year. He holds the career rushing record there at Port Lavaca.
Already.
He's a 2,000-yard runner last year. I think the last 2 years ran for 2,000 yards. Dynamic runner, big, fast, strong kid. And the way they run that triple option, it's lethal. I mean, they can score on the drop of a hat.
It's always fun to watch these teams that have all that firepower. I've seen, it was about 4 years ago when Rio Hondo had a big, high-powered offense. They went to St. Joe with Kai Money. And Brownsville St. Joe jumped on them to a huge lead. And I was like, well, you may have just opened up all of the playbook for Rio Hondo by getting a lead. And so that's what may be fun to watch, too, is just how big the playbook is for Miller if they do get behind for some of these teams on how many ways they can score.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Miller's going to do in this district. And, you know, when listening to how you and Justin were talking earlier, you know, honestly, Miller Cal Allen in this district probably have the most pressure because everybody's expecting so much from these two teams. You know, the minute Cal Allen, everybody heard Cal Allen dropped everywhere on social media. Danaher's going to get his ring. Coach Danaher's finally going to get his ring. You know, just because of the reputation they have. You know, Cal Allen, believe it or not, was one of the smaller schools in the bigger districts. Now they're actually right where they need to be numbers-wise. Same thing with Miller. Miller had the smallest in CCISD, and they were playing just like Justin said earlier. Teams that had kids with depth, maybe 20, 30 more kids than what they had on the sidelines.
After a stop there, it will be Ingleside starting a drive on the other side of the field. A sweep at left side, gain yards out across the 35. Ingleside Mustangs will gain some yards, and then again behind the play.
A lot of extracurriculars coming on now, Joe.
And these kids, I talked about it with Justin. Throughout the summer, they didn't know. We can't get in the gym together. We can't work out together. We can't do anything together. Then are we going to get pads? Well, yeah, we finally got pads. And can we hit each other? Well, finally you can hit each other. And then can we get to the scrimmage? And they're unleashing a full summer of, man, I can finally go out there. And you know, you get hit a couple of times. It's like, wait a minute. Second down play for Ingleside. On the option, quarterback with a nice read, looking for a block, gets hit, but got a first down for Ingleside.
Great play, good execution by the quarterback again.
This is what you want to see on this type of offense. Watch how long The quarterback hangs on to the football to read this.
He sold that one very well. I mean, that was last minute.
And then he used that blocker. If it wasn't for the speed of the Miller defense recovering there, that goes for a bigger gain than that. It's still a big gain. That was a nice read on that play. This is the number 2s on the field right now for Ingleside and for Miller. Once this wraps up, there'll be a design break, and then they'll put time on the score clock and run with a 12-minute running clock.
Just like we saw last night.
In this case, they gave me all the rundown. That clock operator will be starting and stopping it as if it were a live game. So we'll see as close to a live game as we can get until you get to punts or extra points, things like that, or if quarterbacks are pressured in the backfield. They're saying no contact on a quarterback, but yet they're letting quarterbacks run, so I don't know how they're policing that. Ingleside looking to throw. Had a man for a moment. Now the quarterback keeps it, takes on some tacklers. Big hitting going on for Miller. I'm going to go back and show that one. If we see the receiver downfield, I'm not sure we'll see him. He was open.
Oh, yeah.
And he had beaten that defender. Yep. You deliver that pass, your receiver may be on the run for 6.
Definitely a good 20-plus yard gain.
Again, watch on the bottom of your screen here. The receiver gets past that man. There's nobody back there behind him.
You know, you're talking about not letting X amount of players run or whatnot. You know, that's one of the things we haven't seen tonight. We haven't seen Andrew tuck the ball and run. Right now, you're only seeing one dimension of him. You're only seeing him through the air.
Yes.
So.
And again, we talked about it last night and talk about it again here tonight. Coaches aren't going to show too much in the scrimmage.
Yeah.
Yes, they want to see players execute. Yes, they want to try some things out. But the real playbook is being worked on.
My opinion, just kind of like what you said, Joe, they're looking for those tweener players, those positions that are, you know, we've got this guy here, but we're not really sure about this guy. You know, I mean, it's essentially a wide open position. They're trying to find somebody that can fill it.
Brings up 3rd down for Ingleside. And with just 10 plays to work with, it's not a lot of time to get a rhythm for an offense that's on the field. 10-play drives are nice. But in this case, it's 3rd down. If you don't get a first down here, you have to start the drive all over again.
Yeah, 10-play drives are nice when they lead to 6 points.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reminding you, a highlight reel will be up later on from this game. Fans to see some of the bigger plays from the evening. This time, Ingleside comes out with 2 receivers split out wide left. Different set here. Offset eye behind the quarterback under center. And they'll run it anyway.
Good give.
And it opens up some yards for a big first down.
Good vision by the quarterback to let that ball go there to the fullback.
Again, were those receivers, let's see the setup, are those just simply decoy players on an offense that's designed to run?
Yeah.
If it was, mission accomplished. The Mustangs offense into Buccaneer territory inside the 40-yard line. For this play. Again, there is a play clock running. It's down to 5.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier, but I don't think they're really.
I don't think they're paying attention. If they are, they would blow the whistle right now, and they're not. So they're just, everybody's practicing right now.
Maybe they're just making sure the lights work.
Even the score clock operators are getting in their time. On the option, this time they took away the pitch man and contained a quarterback. Results in a short gain for the Ingleside Mustangs. And that will do it for the 2s on the field for the second time. They'll take a break. We'll take one as well. Again, fans, you're watching Real Sports Live, and if it weren't for the advertisers that you see coming up on the screen, we wouldn't be able to do what we can do. And we need a ton more right now for what we have been tasked to do and pull off for this year. So as you watch this, if you're a business owner or if you know a business owner that can help get involved. Usually I would be talking just to straight advertisers. I need outright sponsors. So look at the number on the screen and help us out as we've expanded our coverage. This is Real Sports Live. We'll be back with more from Cabinets Field in Corpus Christi after this.
Be sure to stop by the concession stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Real Sports Live is the concession stand.
The Explore San Benito, a campaign of the San Benito Economic Development Corporation, invites you to visit and dine at Sweet Deli and More. Delicious plates are prepared daily by business owner Aurora Caballero and includes her delicatessen.
This is the number 2's offense for the Miller Buccaneers. I said we were Cabinets. We'll be there too, but this is Buccaneer Stadium. Out across the 35-yard line, and so we'll just keep it right here. Jacob Romero to my right-hand side.
We're still here with the number 2s. We thought number 2s were done. We got the Miller number 2s up on the field right now, so our apologies.
No worries. That's. Hey, I'm in training too tonight. Okay.
Joe, going back to what you said before the break, all you business owners, think about providing sponsorships, because in the big scale of things, the large scale of things, it's about the kids, right? And with this limited capacity of what can come into the stadium, I mean, the more Rio Sports can provide this service to the communities, to the bigger communities, to the smaller communities, I mean, you're just helping the kids out.
Yep, and it gets them a chance to. And I said it about the softball players earlier. It gets them a chance to get on film and get seen. In some cases, by colleges, if a season were to go down, at least you have something where you're going against somebody else. Short play that time.
Yeah, nothing going there.
Jacob, you and Justin again have had success with what you've been doing. Got a chance here while the 2s are on the field. Talk a little bit about your broadcast. I want to make sure you guys get the promotion that's justified here on what you guys are doing.
Again, and it's like we talked about yesterday and what Justin talked about today. We didn't start this little endeavor that we have to promote ourselves. We did it to promote the kids. We don't make any money off this show that we do. There's nothing money has never been an issue.
This play down the right-hand side is a big play for the Buccaneers. Go ahead.
So we don't have any ulterior motives. It's to promote these kids, show the state, show the country to an extent what these South Texas kids can do. I mean, every time you hear Texas high school football, it's Central Texas North, Beast Texas, right? West Texas, the Panhandle. We don't think our guys, we got some guys that can play football down here too. And the whole point was to spotlight that, show these kids in the valley, these kids here in the coastal bend, the bigger schools, the smaller schools. Yeah, hey, we got some ball players here too.
First down play for the Buccaneers. And they'll run it left side. Missed tackle there, and now room move down the sideline, down the left-hand side. That's a huge gain.
He didn't give up on that play. It could have been dead.
Watch this. You can see that. At the line of scrimmage, it looked like that one's shut down. And you'll see here. Right here, it looks like it's shut down. Nope.
Yep.
Still keep those feet moving. And then get a big gain out of the play.
And that's what these coaches are looking for. They're looking for those kids that are going to play to the whistle, because there was no whistle there. You make the most out of what you can get.
Spread offense, twin receivers left and right for the Buccaneers. And they'll run it this time to the right side, and this time Ingleside's Mustangs say no.
Like I said, Joe, I'm pleasantly surprised by the way this Ingleside defense is playing, the 1s and the 2s.
Numbers-wise, can you tell if this is a normal year as far as the numbers? I know some coaches have been telling me in the Rio Grande Valley, and even in some of the schools up here, that they think they're going to get more players back in the next couple of weeks.
I've just like everybody else in the state, I've been dealing with homeschooling as well this last couple of weeks, and talking to some teachers and things like that, and talking to some other parents, there may be a lot more kids that go back to school once these doors start opening up than what was originally anticipated. So yeah, I think you will see a lot more kids come out.
Third down play for the Buccaneers, and quick run, and nice job of hanging on to shut that down defensively.
Yeah, he held on for dear life there, and it panned out. Just held him up long enough to get a couple more defenders over there.
That That was a third down play, and they do have the fourth down marker on. I guess inside it's inside the 20, so anything in the red zone, they are allowing to conclude with a normal drive. So about 4.5 yards needed for a first down. And the Buccaneers looking here on fourth. Bounce it left side. Oh, shut down, and that is a loss of the play.
Good play by number 25 there. Came up, made a play.
Take a look at the hit here. Anytime you get that one-on-one opportunity and you can get the job done, you earn some points from your defensive coordinator.
So obviously what you can see, going back to the show, what you can see is obviously our way of covering games this year is going to change this year, because we're going to be up here in the booth with you guys or by ourselves here at Buck Stadium or at Cabinets. So what we're planning on doing is emphasizing the games that we can't go to is getting together with those top-notch players from those games and setting up the interviews that way and talking to them, talking to those coaches and see how everything went down the week before. So we may not have the on-field coverage that we've had before, but we're definitely going to make up for it.
First down play here for the Buccaneers in the secondary.
Good vision.
Out across the 40 for a first down. I was also talking to Justin that with what we're doing, the number of games we're now bringing forward on the broadcast, we have the ability to add to your Zoomcast with, you can open up a window that has highlight reels.
Yes.
Where you can break down some plays if you have coaches on there, and by all means, it's a cross share here to assist you guys, and again, it's showcasing the kids.
Yeah, I mean that's essentially that's why we're here, right?
All right, that'll do it for the number twos, and that's official. When we be back, we will be back, and when we are, we'll have a full live quarter from Buccaneer Stadium in Corpus Christi, Texas. Back after this.
Variety of mixed green salads and sandwichon. Come try her different salad plate combinations. She also serves a delicious stuffed chicken breast and salmon plates with its delicious sides. Cakes and desserts are also available for all occasions. Visit them at 160 West Expressway 7783 in San Benito, Texas. Call them to place your order at 956-626-2183. Dine-in and curbside pickup is available. Again, we invite you to dine at Sweet Deli and More in San Benito, Texas.
TVNS specializes in provider services, respite care, and emergency response services. TVNS are pioneers in the home care industry, in service for over 37 years. 11 locations from Brownsville to Corpus Christi, from Harlingen to Laredo.
Today's game is sponsored by TVNS, the pioneers in serving our community with the highest quality in provider services.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Yep. There they go. There it is there. Hey, and we're back.
Hey,
there you go. That's something that you can hear with this lack of crowd noise. We talked about it last night at the Odom game. Is you definitely can hear the coaches now. So we're back live. We've got the 12-minute simulated quarter. The Miller offense is on the field against the Ingleside defense.
Love the enthusiasm.
Oh, you love it. It's always there with Coach Evans. Always there.
Is that Coach Evans? He's the one that's getting loud?
I'm not going to put it past him.
Yeah, true. Or your boy, Lavelle.
It could be groceries.
Big
There's a
groceries.
grocery side in here in the stadium.
Oh, that's groceries for
So there
sure.
goes Body stepping back. Complete at the 38. Nice little catch and grab there.
Quick first down.
Yep, enough to move the chains. Let's go start it over again. First down.
Look how quick that release is. On the money.
Bodying the shotgun. McCulley and Williams in the backfield. Little low snap there. McCulley takes it up the middle. Good stop by the Ingleside defense.
Tough run. You got a gain of 2 yards on the play, though. The difference in Body's first couple throws, though, in the beginning of the game, though, to now was he looked a little jittery on some of the high throws. I mean, he hit the dime right off the bat, but the first couple after that was a little high.
Okay, Bodying the shotgun again. Little motion in the backfield. Fakes up the middle. Nice little grab there. Good yards after catch there. Held onto the ball there in some traffic. Took some hits and moved the chains again.
Look at this release right here. 2 seconds. 1, 2. That's hard to get penetration when he's firing it out like that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was the problem last year. They could never get to him. How many sacks did they have last year?
I don't know. Quick passes. That's the thing with Miller, though. They pick you apart with these 5-yard little curl routes, and then they hit you with that deep
Then
bomb.
they hit you with the deep ball, yep.
They suck you up, and then they hit you with the deep bomb.
Shotgun again. McCulley off to the right.
2 to the left, 2 to the right.
There it is, that quick release. Oh, in and out of his hands.
A little high.
Yeah, a little bit, but the play could have been made.
But that's stuff that's going to take place with time. That timing will get there. The pass will come down, and those hands will get more used to taking that strike. That's just rust. We got a 2nd down and 6 to go. 2 to the left, 2 to the right.
Showing about a 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7.
All right, he drops back.
There's that out route
Good
to Lloyd
catch,
again.
yep.
He loves that out route to Lloyd.
Yep, the connection those two have it's unbelievable.
Well, like I was telling Joe earlier in the scrimmage, was that Adrian was really the surprise for me last year, considering the fact you had Ralphie and Clay were supposed to be the big 2 hitters.
Ralphie, Clay, and Zeke.
And
Yeah.
Adrian came out of nowhere.
Body drops back. He's going for the deep ball. There's a little bit of a tussle there, in and out of his hands. Great play, great coverage by Ingleside.
Good throw around the money. He just couldn't hang on to it. There's the replay right there.
I think he held on to it for a second longer there. But yeah, I mean.
Right there.
Yep, great play, great execution.
Good coverage on the D, though.
All right, 2nd and 10. Body in the shotgun. Williams to the left. Motion over to the right. Defense showing blitz. Oh, there he comes. Exploited that defender that blitzed in. Williams taking it to the house. 30-yard touchdown. Let's take a look at that again. Yep. That extra defender came in and kind of hesitated.
Watch the vision. Watch the vision on Williams right here. As he gets it, he steps and then goes. There you go. Stutter, go.
Yep. See, guy took himself out of the play on that blitz.
And he's another kid that last year came onto the scene, and we were pleasantly surprised with.
Oh, definitely.
Had a little bit of kind of had some fumbles here and there in some big games, but I mean he was young. Sophomore.
Yeah, and still had about 1,400 yards.
Exactly, which was surprising when I saw that stat line.
Oh,
being
look,
the backup.
Bringing out the kickers. We didn't see this in the scripted portion.
Nope.
Okay, no rush. Kick is up, and it's good.
Miller's offense looked good right there.
Yep. Miller's up 7-0. All right, let's go ahead and take a break while these guys kind of regroup on the sidelines. We'll be right back.
Internet is more than just uploads and downloads. It's about connecting people. VTX1 Companies is here for you, bringing communities closer together. VTX1 has connected customers for almost 70 years. Our internet service spans across South Texas to some of the most remote areas. Faster wireless service is now available in Progreso, Lozano, Rangerville, and Rancho Viejo. Call 1-800-446-2031 or visit vtx1.net to find out more.
Get a McMansion.
Okay, and we're back. Ingleside's going to take the field. We'll start with the 30-yard line. In the scripted portion of the scrimmage, you know, Ingleside moved the ball pretty well.
They were surprisingly well. They moved it surprisingly well for me.
Handoff up the middle. He's fighting for the extra yards. Got a good 6-7 yards off that carry.
Number 35 has actually done a lot of tough running up the middle tonight. That's like a classic fullback right there. He's been all over it.
And I think in this offense, that's the key point. Other than the quarterback,
he is a big key point because he's also your lead blocker on a lot of quarterback keeps up the middle as well. So you know he's a big factor in this offense. It's all timing.
There he goes, hands off to the slot. Oh no, he took it up the middle.
See,
not really a whole lot there. Got maybe one, maybe two.
That guy right there is the Steve Johnson. That is Steve Johnson's role at Port Lavaca.
Yeah.
Well, number 35 is what they're going to see from Steve Johnson. And you'll see that explosiveness from Steve when you get him in the stadium. That's what makes him so good is he is very quick and he's big.
All right, we got about a 3rd and 3. First down is at the 40-yard line.
I would look for them to come with a swing to the left side. To the wide part of the field with the sweep.
Oh, gave it up to, oh, no, quarterback keeper, there he goes. And he broke through the defense, and he's off to the races. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Ingleside.
There we go.
Great offensive play there by the quarterback.
That keep to the left side.
There he goes, we're watching it again. There he goes, yep.
He split the defenders. Corpus Christi FD in the background.
Yeah. They've been pretty active today. If you guys been keeping up the Corpus Christi news today, pretty active. All right, so here we go for the point after attempt. Again, there will be no rushing on the kickers. Just let's get some reps in.
Ingleside's offense looks pretty darn good.
They do. And, you know, they could, you know, their district's a very run-heavy district as well.
Exactly.
Sidon, Ingleside, Rockport, you know, a lot of this stuff is they all run a variant of the option.
Yep. A lot of wing T. I think Rockport's going to have a little bit of a wrinkle in theirs.
Yeah, if you watched any of the
Tidehaven scrimmage,
the Rockport Tidehaven scrimmage last night, they threw a little wrinkle in that offense I had never seen before. So that's going to be pretty interesting when
district starts.
Yeah.
Well,
even when Miller plays Rockport week 3, week 4. Shanked it a little bit.
A little short.
All right, and we'll take a break.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
Time you want. Oh.
And we're back. A little late there, but we're back. Nice grab there on the outside. Nice pass by Body. Good concentration there from the receiver. Got a couple yards. First down.
Didn't want to interrupt you, Joe. I was just trying to figure out how this thing worked.
Yeah. Change of pace in the backfield. Ethan Greenwood stepping in for McCulley and Williams.
Four wide receivers. Well, that's a tongue twister.
Yep. There he goes, right up the middle of Greenwood. Good 4 tough yards there on that play.
There's your boy Jabril making a block.
You know, one of the things that we hadn't really talked about is that offensive line from Miller. You know, they're led by who's probably the only all-state selection on that offensive line is Austin Lavelle.
Austin.
Moving over to center. New position for him this year, but essentially the quarterback of the offensive line.
And then you got Jabril coming back with experience. They've done a really good job with this offensive line the last couple of years. That's something that they've built on since Coach Evans has got here.
All right, 4 wide again. Body in the shotgun. It's dropping back. Quick release. Good move there after the catch. Nice little bounce out. 20, 10. It's off to the races. Does he get in? And he carried it in. Touchdown, Miller.
Wow. I'm not sure who that one was.
Yeah, let's watch it again.
Look at the release. 2 seconds. 1,
2. Yep, and it goes
It's
back.
hard to get pressure on a guy like that when he's got such a quick release and his receivers are doing a lot of stuff. You got 4 guys you're trying to cover, all with speed and good hands.
Yep.
That's tough. A little surprised to see Andrew actually taking the place kicking duties, or the holder.
The holder?
Yeah, holder. Wouldn't have thought he'd be there.
I don't think he held last year. He might have.
I don't think they hold because there's always the possibility of jamming a finger, stuff like that.
It does throw in the wrinkle for a fake, though.
It does.
Clutch situations. Not like that. It's up, and it's good.
That was a good kick, though.
And we'll take another break. When we come back, Ingleside's offense take the field.
South Padre Island Golf Club. Come for a visit. Stay for a lifetime.
Fans, if you want to look your best at the next game, then let Chewy's Custom Sports go to work for you. From custom designs and graphics to mass production in-house. If it's hats, shirts, buttons, mugs, cups, banners, and more, then Chewy's is there for every team and every sport. A veteran-owned company in touch with the community. It's Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender.
Ooh.
Good run.
Nice little fake up the middle, pitch to the outside. Got a good 10 yards there, first down Ingleside.
Their team's been bringing it all night long for Ingleside. He's been a player all night to be contending with.
One of the great things you can say about this Ingleside team is they're not intimidated by this Miller team.
No, they've come in here and they've hung right with them. But this is what you want to see though for Miller as well, because you're going to face this kind of team at least 3 times in big district games.
Yep.
And if you're Ingleside, you're going to want to see it as well because they're going to have some passers in their district too here and there.
Gives up the middle fake out to the outside. Oh, good hit by the defense there on the quarterback. Still got a good 3 yards on that play, 3-4 yards.
He does a very good job of hiding the ball when he's handing it in and out of that fullback. 7:09 left in the scrimmage.
Yep, we've got about 7:10, 7:05 by the time this play gets run left in the timed quarter.
Miller 14, Ingleside 6.
You know, one of the things that that Rudy mentioned to us earlier is that last Miller drive took 22 seconds off the clock. 22.
Golly.
There it is, pitch to the outside, handoff to the outside. Good play by the defense
and
coming in.
Jay Sean.
Yep. We hadn't seen a whole lot of him making plays, and that was a good play, shot right up the middle.
And this is what I mentioned to you earlier when I saw him on the field. He was almost unrecognizable compared to last year. He looks like he's lost some of the.
He's lean.
Lost a little weight and leaned out,
Yep.
but it's all good. It definitely looks quicker this year, and you saw him make a good play in the backfield right there.
All right, so we're looking at about a 2nd and 11, 2nd and 12, or 3rd.
Nah, they got 3rd and 12.
3rd and 12.
3rd and 12. I think right here you're going to see a pass, but maybe not.
Well, now would be the time.
This is probably the time.
Yep, there you go. Oh, but they got good coverage. They were ready for it that time. Oh, got there a little early, and there's some laundry.
There's the laundry.
Yep. It was 2-on-1.
Good coverage, though. I mean, he just got it there a little too soon, but at least he's in the vicinity.
Yeah.
You know, you hate to see your guy get burnt on a play that's obvious, right?
Yeah, and in that situation, as a quarterback, I mean, he had 2 receivers that came out. Do you tuck it, you run it, or you just kind of throw it up and pray for the best?
I think the more experience you get running the offense, you'll learn, okay, don't force that.
Yeah.
because he had 3 defenders right there. You force that's a possibility of 6 the other way.
That was 6, yeah.
And in a real game with 5 minutes to go and you're only down 8, that's a game ender.
Plays coming in. Split 1 wide out to the right. Offense comes to the line. Little handoff to the outside.
Defense all over it.
Not going anywhere.
All over it.
Good play by the defense.
Miller's done a good job of containing that for the most part. It's just this offense, you have those 1 or 2 plays that you don't get the right man, you're going to get busted on.
It's going to happen.
And it's going to happen. So.
You know, one of the things that we've talked about last year, and we hadn't brought it up today, is, you know, playing defense against this type of offense, a slot T, wing T, any kind of option slot offense, is you have to play assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. Just like you said, you miss one block and it's going to bust a play open.
And that's what's hard when you run into teams that execute it so well.
Your Cal Allens, your Port Lavacas. Oh, he's dropping back, and he got away from it. Oh, they ruled it dead.
I think that's where the no quarterback hit comes in.
Yeah.
But see, that's what we were talking about. Me and Joe were talking about earlier was, you know, the secondary may be lacking a little bit, but when you have a defensive line that can bust through like that, I mean, it's hard. They're all over it.
Yeah.
Three guys right there.
But it also, you know, you play a heavy running team. It allows your defensive secondary to mature a little bit more.
Yes.
You know, you're not facing 40, 50 passes a ball game.
And that's where it comes in, though. I like the fact that he called that right there. Was that first down or second down?
That was second down.
On second down, because, you know, you get in that rhythm of every time you get in the 3rd and long, you're throwing, and you become pretty easy to read. So mixing it up is always crucial. You got 2 to the right.
1 in the backfield, 2 in the backfield.
Fumble.
Oh, fumble.
Miller ball.
And here comes the Miller offense. Body and company taking the field again. 4:16 left. Miller unofficially leads 14-6.
And that's something, those are growing pains of that offense right there. All the moving parts. It's so hard. Sometimes you get confused and that ball's easy to get knocked out of somebody's hands, and then boom, there's the turnover.
Yep.
We'll see what Body can do.
All right, going 4 wide again. Looks like Williams back in the backfield. There's a snap.
Going deep.
Going deep to Lloyd, and he's wide open.
Touchdown.
There's another 6 for Miller. There's that Body to Lloyd connection.
And that is just those 2 guys knowing each other and knowing where the other one's going to be at and trusting.
You know, they had 1 full year of Body to Lloyd when Bubba was here, and I bet you defensive coordinators were glad that it was over. He didn't think that his younger brother was going to come in and fill right in where he left off.
Exactly. That was what, Andrew's sophomore year?
Yes,
that was
sophomore
Andrew's
year.
sophomore year and Bubba's senior year, and then you had junior Andrew and I think sophomore Adrian.
Yep,
last year.
Yep. Kicks up, kick is good.
21-6.
And we'll take another break. 21-6 Miller.
Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito. When in Port Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Baits, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits, caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the Blue Building and the Blue Shrimp Boats, Laguna Madre Baits. 828 Westport Drive, Port Mansfield, Texas.
Okay, and we're back. Ingleside's offense is on the field starting at the 30.
Up the middle.
Give up the middle. Ain't not going anywhere.
Big D line, man.
Yep, just came in and crashed the offensive line and left nowhere to run.
Start wearing that offensive line out, you know, it goes the other way as well.
Yeah, and, you know, the smaller schools like Ingleside, you probably see a lot of these offensive linemen going the same way on defense.
Both ways, yeah. It's just when you play teams like Ingleside, it's all about disciplined football. You got to be disciplined. Stick to your assignment and don't over pursue.
Yep. Okay, one out wide to the right. Little motion in the backfield. Pitch out to the right.
He's got room.
Nice little bounce out.
There he goes.
Got enough for a first down, a little extra.
About 10 on that play?
Yeah, I'd say about 12.
12.
Yeah, it's moving the chains, first down. 3:16 left. Let's watch this blocking right up here up the middle. So it's right side of the line here.
Pick the linebacker. Look at that cut. Doubled up on the corner.
Yep, and the running back had the vision to bounce out to the outside, step coming to the middle.
Looked like the tight end and the tailback crashed down really well on that play on the right side.
Ingleside's definitely going to be somebody to reckon with.
3:16 left in the scrimmage.
In small 4A.
They're going to be a tough draw.
Then a motion to the right, pitch out to the right again.
One-on-one.
Going to the well again.
Good pursuit.
Yep, got about a yard on that play, not a whole lot.
Miller's corners are playing really disciplined football out there on the no man's land. Yeah, about 3:05 left. Second and what?
Second and 9. Second and 9.
21-6.
All right, plays coming in. Aren't going wide to the left this time.
Right here's where you'd slip a pass in, catch them off guard.
Yeah, they're ready for run, right? Second and 9. Little motion there.
Option.
Oh, fumble. Looked like he wanted to pitch it. Kind of had second thoughts and got knocked out of his hand. Miller recovers. Here comes the Miller offense.
And see, that's when you start pressing. That's the little things right there, the little mistakes that'll eat you up.
Yep.
Looks like Body's gonna have one more round at it with what, 2:38 left in the scrimmage.
Yep, 2:38.
What do you think? Take a strike right here off the bat?
I think so. I mean, I wouldn't surprise me to see it right now.
Either that or they're gonna hand off to McCullion.
Gonna go four wide.
Oh, they don't even have McCullion in anymore.
No, Greenwood's back in.
Might just get a heavy dose of him to end this.
Yep, straight up the middle. Just run the clock.
2:38 to go.
Oh, there he comes, taking the shot. Wide open. Got juke two of them out of the.
Oh, right out.
There it is, right up the seam.
Good
bounce
read.
on the outside. Good play, good yards after catch there. A little disappointed himself he didn't get into the end zone, but it was a great play.
Boy, it opened up, didn't it?
Yep.
Pick.
Let's watch it again. Little miscommunication there in the backfield a little bit as far as where to line up in assignments, but
good routes.
Wide open. You know, had
Greenwood up the middle. Gain of about 3.
Yep, quick snap there. Yeah,
that's the thing. When you're going so fast with this offense and you have these receivers doing crossing routes with each other, it gets the secondary confused, especially if they're not used to seeing it. So that right there is what Miller lives off of.
And go right up the middle of the Greenwood again. Here it comes, runs into the back of his blocker, bounces it out, and he's got another 6. Again,
tough running.
Kept with the play. If you watch here, runs into his blockers.
Running tough.
Runs into his blockers there. Didn't see there was anywhere to go, bounces back and takes a few steps to the left and runs right in.
Shades of LJ Butler.
Oh, LJ. LJ ruled ineligible this season for the Judson Rockets.
Whoa.
Yeah, him and Battles. So that's going to be an interesting little fairy tale or soap opera that's going to unfold up there in Converse Judson.
That's some good media coverage.
Here they are lining up for the extra point again. Body takes a snap. Kick is up. Kick is good. Unofficially, 28-6 Miller.
Hi fans, today's game is brought to you by New York Life. Best of luck to your team.
And I'm Danielle Goslin, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For over 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation of developing the most successful professionals in the industry.
We help to manage the process from day one and guide you on your way to success. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business,
then we would like to show you how we can help.
HCISD, we move the needle forward every day.
We'll blaze a trail for future generations.
It's not just about equipping students with skills for the future. We awaken their potential and empower them to make good choices.
All right, we're back. The Ingleside breaks the huddle.
Coming up fast.
Very tight formation. Pitch out to the
good pursuit.
Wing back. That defense got there pretty fast. That defense was a step slower. He probably could have got a good 10 yards off that play.
Looks
there.
like we got the twos in on the offense and defense now. I think everyone's kind of wrapping it up.
Yep, minute
trying
40.
to get out here injury free.
Got a minute 40 left on the clock and ticking. Looking at about a 2nd and 9 for Ingleside.
I like how fast they get to the line.
Yep.
There you go.
All right, minute 10 left on the clock. 2nd and 9. He's dropping back to pass. Receiver's got to step on the defensive back. Got there a little early. And there's the flag.
Yep, there's the laundry.
Yep.
Can't do that.
He, essentially, you either give up 15 or you give up probably going to be a good 30-yard gain there.
Sometimes it's better just to go ahead and just take the flag.
Yeah.
In high school football, it's only 15 yards. It's not spot of the foul.
Not spot of the foul.
It's 15 yards or a touchdown sometimes. So don't want to coach penalties, but hey.
Sometimes it works.
Yep. We got about 102 left.
Okay, the Mustangs break the huddle. Tight formation. Gave up the middle of the 35.
All over him.
Yep. Now we're under a minute, hitting about 52 seconds left in the game.
Got about, what, 2nd and 8?
Yeah, about 2nd and 8.
45 seconds on the clock.
May be able to get 2 more plays off, maybe.
I know one thing, they're going to be all tired tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Worn out.
Yeah. Good thing it's Saturday.
Yeah.
All right, tight formation. Motion man, quarterback gives up the middle of the 35. Got a good 5 yards on the play. Looking at a 3rd and probably 3.
35 continuing to run hard for the Ingleside Stangs.
About 15 seconds left on the clock and counting.
That's probably it right there.
Yeah.
They're trying to get one more
They're
play in.
rushing a play in. They're trying to get one off. See if they can get in. They got 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2.
Let them run it.
Yeah. Time has expired, and that concludes tonight's scrimmage between the Miller Buccaneers and the Ingleside Mustangs. Justin, what'd you think?
I think Miller looked pretty good, a little rusty here and there, but otherwise the offense was clicking. I don't think Coach Evans showed too much of his hand, but, at the same time, I think Ingleside came in and they played very tough.
Yeah.
You got to keep in mind they played a couple scripted halves, and during those scripted halves, Ingleside hung with them tough. A couple mistakes here in the live portion, and score gets out of hand, 28-6. But I think there's definitely a lot of building blocks for both teams here moving forward, and it's good to be back and see some high school football.
Yep. And that's going to conclude our coverage for the night, guys. Thanks for streaming in. Hopefully we lived up to your expectations tonight, and keep following the streams. We're going to be all at CCISD home games this season, and just like Joe Bowling said earlier in the year, a lot of small schools around the Coastal Bend are picking up Rio Sports Live. It's going to be a lot of good football to watch this season, whether you can make it to the stadium or not.
I like how they're doing the new handshake.
That's going to be the new norm.
The new norm.
Right now, And it definitely is interesting. Guys, again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you Friday night.